So I'm building a panel for the Teresa Sandra Jacobs organization. So this vehicle that we're building is going to be a mobile classroom. And it's going to be fairly large, so big that we need to like do things to make sure it's roadworthy. So one of the things is, since we have these turbine engines or whatever, they're going to come up with hydraulics, so we want to make sure that they're down while we're traveling around and all the doors are closed and stuff like that. So we're going to have limit switches on it and stuff like that. So we're going to have, these are the controls for the doors, you know, and these are going to be the controls for the engines. And then there's actually a battery disconnect switch. See? Which actually that one just broke. But this is one of the regular resins. I actually used a different kind of resin this time because I knew that was going to happen. So this one is the regular resin, the water washable stuff. But let me grab another key, and I got to get that out of there. But so I made more of these keys with, let me get the stuff and I'll show you instead of. So here's one of the battery disconnect keys. I made a whole bunch of them. I made a couple like that out of the regular resin to see how long they lasted. And as you can see, I had it inside there, and I guess I don't know, it got stuck in there, and when I went to pull it off, it just broke. Now this worked before, it was working for a while, but I knew that it was gonna wear down. So this new key is made of a different resin, and I seen it first on another video. I forget what the guy's name, but I'll put his name here. And then Jamie Dull, who seems like he has his hands in everything. He's always trying different stuff, which I commend him on, because I'm always like scared. Like, I'm scared to do stuff until I gotta kick myself to try it. So I was talking to Jamie from the Outer Rim. You should check his YouTube out and his Facebook channel. He does a lot of crazy stuff, electronics and HUDs and everything. But this is Soraya Tech Fast, which I believe it makes it ABS-like and hard. And then this one here is Soraya Tech Tenacious. And the Tenacious makes it rubbery. I believe that people are using this just straight up Tenacious to make like little rubber wheels that, you know, that are like rubber, like an actual tire. I haven't tried that yet, but I did go the 50-50, and all I did was just mix 50-50 in my vat, my resin printer, and I got this, and you could really tell the difference, like the just cracking the stuff off. It doesn't want to crack, it just like bends. So now I'm gonna get this out of here. And I'm going to have to start my test all over again. But if I could get it out of here. Of course, you got to use a screwdriver for everything. The screwdriver is the tool.
A few moments later.
Come on out. Alright, so so now I'm gonna put the 50-50 Tenacious and Fast in here, and this is a battery disconnect switch. So just in case there's an emergency, you could take this guy out, and you don't want to leave the power on, you know, all the time. So you could, just in case you don't want kids playing with stuff. You know, when we put the wings up, we're gonna probably leave them up and then probably take the key out so that way none of this stuff turns on and is able to be used. So this is an important piece, but the key works great. I just hope we're gonna have to use these keys a while and remember to, you know, push in and turn, and you don't have a problem with it working. So far so good. I'm gonna probably play with this guy a while every time I come in the shop, open and close it, make sure it works, and then go from there. This was my prototype. Well, one of my prototypes. I had the other one which was chrome and stuff, but we figured that it wasn't gonna look as good. Actually, I'm gonna go get that so I can show you both of them.
A few seconds later.
So this is the original one, and you can see it's got all the chrome acrylic on it, which is very cool, but maybe not so much Star Wars. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe some like it, some don't. But I did check the key, and the key opened up nice. This is made out of that 50/50. You could tell by the way it looks. It looks kind of milky, like some kind of glue when you put them 50/50, which is cool. So I didn't have a problem with this guy, so I'm glad that we went with that resin. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. So this and that prototype there, I didn't glue these. I pretty much just got like a sticky stuff that I use from I think it's a gasket material for windows and windshields in cars. You know, Ado turned me on to that, and it's great for just doing things temporarily so you can see what they look like, stick them on. I mean, it ain't gonna fall off at all, and it works good. But yeah, pretty cool. So another thing we thought would be better was, instead of going with the shiny flashy material, it'd be better for Star Wars spaceship, you know, go with the matte look. So there's the two together. So we're probably going to go with a different rocker switch here too. This is just kind of for show. I had these laying around. These were actually a dud on my Etsy shop. Nobody likes the red ones for some reason. I don't know, I thought they'd be cool, red with the black. But yeah, these actually ain't out in the market yet. This is a prototype that me and Mark were working on. It's a toggle switch. Back here you can see it's a toggle switch. I will be selling them on my Etsy store. You can tell that it works good. So that's going to have to go through the Mark test and see how good he beats that up and if it works. So I was explaining about we want it to be safe when we're driving it. So we got a green LED and we got a red LED. So if it's red, it means, yeah, you shouldn't be driving this thing because the door's open and the wings are in the up position if they're not green. So we're gonna have a couple of these so we could open and close the doors in different areas and the wings. So what do you think? Now I did go through a couple gyrations with this etch part here too. Let me get you those and show them. So first I got this, it's like a frosted material, frosted acrylic. And when you cut the shiny side and then you flip it around, it's kind of hard to see, you know. But if you etch the frosted side and flip it around, like that would be good to have on the outside, so that way you could clean it easier, and the underside will be nice and protected, and it looks nicer that way. Don't you think? So that was a little trick that I learned by playing. And here's another cool acrylic that I found. It looks really neat. And maybe not so much for this particular prop, but it's gonna come in handy. I could see like grids and stuff going across. It reminds me of an oscilloscope lens, you know, with the little dots and stuff going, but I think that'll come in handy one day. So I'm gonna show you how I built it, and we're gonna go from there. And let's see, I'm gonna use the frosted like this to build this one. So I just got done cutting a lot of materials to make these indicator panels. So I need to make 6 of them, so I made 5 copies because I have one here already. Yeah, I cut everything I need. I actually messed up. I thought the top and bottom were the same, but they're actually not. I don't know how that happened. But I should have everything to make 6 copies. I'm going to be hot gluing these LEDs for the indicators, you know, and I have to find a quick way to do that. I'm going to, you know, put these together. I'm going to use well-done acrylic glue to do these parts right here, to attach this part onto it, and the side things. I have where is it? Somewhere here. Oh yeah, here we go. It's like a needle, but you just kind of get it go along there real nice. So I'll get some footage of me doing that. I'm thinking that I should probably not put everything together for shipment, but I'll have to take a ride out to Mark's shop and put it together once it's there, or somebody else can. Hey, I vote for that. Alright, so I'm just going to partially build this here. See what I mean about the acrylic? Just the shiny stuff, like, just picks everything up. Crazy. So these guys are M6 by 20 millimeters socket head cap screws. So there's that. So I got these pieces here with a little lip on it. So that way it slips over top of this once you put it on, and it should not move from side to side. So it's only your job to kind of get it nice and straight. It doesn't matter, top or bottom. Slide it on like this, and then very carefully push down on it, and then you only need one nut to hold it down. Don't kill it or you'll crack the acrylic. But this is what I call the slider plate, and I'll show you why in a minute. There. Now that's on there good. Now this is designed so that goes in there, and it'll still slide back and forth on there. So since you're gonna have two of them so close together, you kind of have to, well, with the first one, you don't have to do anything. Just tighten it up. Try and get it even on both sides. It's the next one you're gonna have to play with a little bit because there's no room. So there you go. That guy ain't coming off of there. I might as well go through it with you. Ah, I messed up. Forgot to take the other nut off. As you can see, it goes on there pretty good. Once you have it on there, it's hard to get off. I hope I don't have to break it to get it off. Come on. Sheesh. Scratch it up. I don't want to break this. Jeez. Alright, well, looks like I'm going to have to break this part. Sheesh. So once it goes on, it don't want to come off. So make sure you remember to take this other nut off. Seems like just because I'm on camera, nothing wants to work. I don't remember the other one being so tight. You see me put it on. Sheesh. And remember on this one, you gotta get it semi-tight on the inner part because you're not gonna be able to tighten it up. Unless you have like a small Allen that you can get inside there. So there we go. And here's our key, and I made it so when it's turned on you could see the TSJ part. Now I'm ready for the backer plate and the etching part. So make sure this is nice and clean. So I'm using these, they're socket cap screws, 4mm by 20. I wanted them nice and long, so I'm just going to put 2 of them in for the build here, and I'm going to use the washers just to kind of help it so it don't crack. And I'm going to put 2 nuts on just to like space it for now until I find something like a hose or something to space it out. Just because of how the LEDs are sticking up through the cover right there. See how they like sticking through? And that was by design because I wanted to get extra lighting in here. So like I said, I'm just going to put 2 of them in for now. I'm going to disassemble for shipment to the TSJ, just because I don't want this stuff creaking around and breaking, and they probably will. So I have those in. Now I'm going to put my back piece in here with all the LEDs. You see me building it. And I'm going to use another washer, just a flat washer. Like I said, I don't want the acrylic to break, and you don't want to over tighten or do anything like that. I'm kind of just doing it by hand here. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, but don't kill it because you will break it. It's plastic. You gotta pay attention to that. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna get all of my blacks. I get all my reds and greens together. I'm actually gonna leave the reds off until I figure out what voltage this is set to. 12 volts. Uh-oh. Aha. Okay, so there you go. There's your indicators. Now, like I said, as we make the proc switches or limit switch, whatever we use, these are going to be turning on and off. So if they're all green, that means we could drive. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to leave these on for shipment. And you could just put the rest of the bolts in and then tie them in. I'll have everything ready for you in one of these. So there you have it. What do you think? Look cool? Yep, it's gonna look really cool in a cockpit. I think there's 6 different ones. Yeah, 6. 6 plus 1. 5 plus 1. Yeah, so there you go. That's a quick build to get you going. Check and see if this works. Yep, still working there. Make sure you push it in to get it started. There you go. You shouldn't have had to put it together now.